there are a lot of them don't know much about tests in general. So just a few words on the limitation of tests and what exactly the tests reveal. Now, whenever we go to see the doctor with any problem, if it is a little more serious than cough and cold, they will ask for a blood test. Sometimes it's just a pinprick, sometimes you have to withdraw blood, and so on. Before this time, when I started working, the second year I was in Ipoh, for blood sugar, you had to send to KL, You have to send the blood to KL. It will take 2 weeks to get the result. When is that? 76.
That's a couple of years back. Okay.
And it was a precious thing, to actually withdraw the blood and send it all the way to KL. Wow, it was that bad,
That story,
Ah.
in the 90s,
Ah.
I was working in the Sungai Besi KK.
Sungai Besi,
If I withdraw blood there, it has to be sent to KL General Hospital by the patient. The machine is put inside the bag and go.
You see, times were that difficult. So you have to go by most of the time, look at the patient, feel, make a guess, educated guess, and give the medicine. Today, of course, you go to the doctor or the hospital, you give the blood. By the time you see the doctor, one panel of tests is ready, all electronic. So let's give some credit to the biomedical engineering sector. Because of their innovation, we can do procedures today which was unthinkable those days. In fact, most of the progress in medicine is along that line. Actual diagnosis and treatment with medicine, we have progressed, not that dramatically compared to that side. Now, so when you take a blood sample, 45% of the blood that you take, let's say you take 10 ml, 4.5 ml is solid, the rest is liquid. Now, we are going to check the liquid for your sodium, potassium, hormone, or whatever. Is it the same as it is in the cell? Not all the time. Okay. For example, sugar. Sugar, if you have diabetes, it will always be higher in the liquid part. Okay. If you take something like estrogen, they've done some studies and they find you do a blood estrogen, female hormone, your cell could have up to 4 times that level. I'm giving you extremes to let you know it can vary a lot. But then we do with what we can. So we do blood tests. Can we do better than that? Yes. If you examine the membrane of any cell in the body, that is a very good representation of what the cell nutrition level is. We have got 200 different types of cells. Now, where do you want to take? Come in. Come. So we have about 200 different types of cells. All of them have a membrane. And the membrane is very important because it allows what should go in and only allows what should go out. It's not a free flow. Some things can come in, oxygen, nutrition, hormones. What goes out must be waste matter. No point oxygen coming and going like that, you won't get anything, you see. So the membrane is a very complex structure, and that membrane is very important. So that membrane is probably something that is changed when the cell is getting changed. Not all cells get changed. So if you can measure what is in the membrane, that is the most accurate. So the membrane, you can measure almost everything, whether it's minerals, hormone levels, and all that. Why don't we do that? Too expensive. It's not commercially viable. So we do certain procedures which are cheaper. There is a test called HbA1c. That one measures sugar over the last 3 months. That's not the right word. It measures the variation that has happened in 3 months' time because that test is affordable. I still remember 10 years ago, cost about $80 or $90.
300. No, no.
30, 35, something like that.
That's
Yeah, even less. What is that? B?
Vitamin D test.
Oh, cost that much before, which means they're sending it outside at that time at least. Okay, all the final tests are not available for this because of the cost. Now we are in a position now to able to be testing fatty acids in the membrane. Okay, which membrane? Now out of the 200 cells, which one to take? Fortunately, there is this blood, which is about 5 to 5.5 liters, even without working or physical activity, just sitting down, the 5 and 5.5 liters will circulate throughout the body once. That's pretty fast, So when you're working, walking, running, faster lah. So the red blood cells come into contact with all the cells. So in a way, it's a good representation of all the cells in the body. So this one we can harvest without having to cut here, cut there. So just take 1 drop of blood. 1 ml has got more than 5 million red blood cells. Plenty, So take 1 or 2 drops, harvest the red blood cell, electronic testing by very advanced labs. Those are special testing. We are able to analyze the fatty acid content of the membrane for an amount that's reasonable. What Zinsuno charges is about half or 60% of what you get in the lab. Labs here take the test. I think they send it overseas, And I've seen one doctor who had sent on her own to an Australian lab. 1,000 plus. And yes, and she didn't mind sharing the report. It wasn't as near complete as ours. Okay. And the proportion that they calculate slightly different. As you can see, there's already a slightly different philosophy there. I'll explain that also. So anyway, the test is very easy to do now. Through Zinzino, you don't even have to go to the lab or send it to the lab. The company will send it at their cost.
Get the question why people don't have to fast
Don't have to fast.
to do the blood test because this is a DBS, right?
Uh-huh.
So how does it differ? How do I explain in the layman's term?
They can take it anytime, fast or feast.
Yeah. Is it normal blood test? They have to fast. Why is it Zeno's blood test? We don't have to fast.
When you fast or eat, your levels that are going up and down, sugar, carbohydrates, your cholesterol, whatever, triglycerides, happens in the liquid part of it, not in the red blood cell. So that is pretty constant. So anytime is fine. If you're going to check for sugar, yes. If you're going to check for your cholesterol panel, yeah, timing is important. Otherwise, no need. In fact, now they're coming to the feel that if you want to do your blood test overall, anytime also okay, no need to fast. But some patients feel if you don't fast, it's not accurate. I tell my patients come anytime. The only difference will be the sugar. But then we've got a measurement which tells you the last 3 months. Okay, one. Second thing is in the cholesterol panel, there is a triglyceride. Now, after food, that can go up 10%. I'd like to see that. When challenged with food, how you cope, see? So I find that this is a patients who don't, no, I come tomorrow. I'll come tomorrow. So they are worried, hey, this doctor, okay. So this is red blood cell, nothing to do with the food and the serum that's flowing, okay? Zinzino exclusively sends it to one lab for many reasons, not only business, so that they can accumulate the data, they can analyze it. Since we have a presence all over the world, if you do it in one place, the data that comes out, we can use it also. Like, for example, we get samples from America, Mexico and South America, Europe, whole of Europe, Eastern, Western, South Africa, subcontinent, India, Southeast Asia. So when we say 97% of people are short of omega-3 acids, our samples are from all over the world, you know. What is more frightening is these are people who are interested in their health. They check it out. And yet 97%. What about the people who are not worried about?
Could not bother, right?
Maybe 100%, you know. Anyway, so now this lab, it's not a Chinchai lab. Huh? It's the name is Vista. It's in Norway. It is located in a campus where there are other research institutions. Sorry, you've been the
That's Thomas himself.
the owner himself is a scientist, you know. Now, on and off, they have meetings among themselves to fine-tune the testing. And then there are estimates given in the report, how much of inflammation and all that. That you have to correlate with the clinical side. So during these meetings, they discuss about that. So we get the latest information in your test results. The United Nations, for example, all over the world, they have certain labs, because if they need to do some tests, they won't send it all the way there. They have, you know, Vistas is listed under the WHO list. Afterwards, I'll show you what else, what other institutions. Oops.
Pinpoint that slide right now.
Yeah.
Okay, there.
Okay, now you see the very prestigious institutions, they are associated with them. You know? I'm sure there are other labs who are associated also, but you for
Samples, the whole sample.
for the essential fatty acids lab and all these things. The next, they said they are only second to, for private, they are the largest. Overall, worldwide, the largest is actually, I think it's a South African government for drug tests.
Oh.
Yeah, so their lab is bigger than them, you know. But private one, theirs is the largest in the world. The most number of machines.
All the specimens for this testing from Zinzino goes to Vitas.
Yeah.
So they have a very large database. The latest number they give is 1.7 million. Yeah. Let us say 700,000 was repeat testing. That's 1 million of first-time testers, roughly. Okay. Anyway, this is quite prestigious. Hello. Yeah. Want to join?
Yeah. Is it recorded one, is it?
No, I mean under video. Do we have one more chair? Yeah. Initially it was small, so we thought let's have a cozy doctor specialized. Oh, okay. Oops. Okay. You okay? Okay. Okay. Slides are a little back and forth. Now, to have the slides, let me see it. Okay, maybe I start with this.
Okay.
Okay. When you get the results, it'll be sent to you privately in the email that you specify. You will get it. Now, and you'll get a fairly good analysis. One of the first things that you will notice, there is a measurement, and this is an estimate, the balance omega-6, omega-3. These are two oils, I think all of you are aware, is not produced by the body. And because it is not produced, you have to consume it in your diet. So it's called essential fatty acid. Okay. They also find that you not only must get it from outside, it must be present in the body at the appropriate balance. Too much of one cause problem. Too much of 6 is harmful. Why is that? There are a lot of functions for both these acids, fatty acids. Just one function, inflammation. Omega-6 is the main ingredient that is needed to cause inflammation in the body. Why do we need inflammation? Inflammation is a process It is not a substance. It is a process. There's a lot of things happening. It actually fights against anything that's foreign in the body. We get all the time virus, bacteria, parasites, fungus, chemicals in the environment, food coming into the body. Now, for the body, the WBC, the antibody, all that, to be able to do the work to catch it, break it down, finish it off, the whole process is inflammation, and that is mediated by omega-6. If you don't have enough of that, very rarely people don't have enough of that. Okay. In fact, we have too much inflammation. It's not good. Okay. Like for example, in eczema, you may actually need more omega-6 than a person who doesn't have. But you need good quality omega-6, not the fried oil one. Okay. So omega-3, we used to get it in our diet, not to say easily, but more often than now. Okay. There used to be omega-3 in meat because the animals were on a natural diet. Today, they are taking prepared food, scientifically prepared food, is it? So they don't have that much omega-3 in their meat. Fish used to have omega-3, okay? But when you look at it, it's more the fatty fish, not so much tropical fish. And how many of us want to eat codfish and salmon 3 days a week or something like that, is it? Somebody who likes to eat, please carry on, can afford it. The additional problem with that now is the seas are polluted. So fish that are fatty are the ones that accumulate more chemicals, more toxic heavy metals. A local phenomenon will be Muar. The mouth of the river in Muar is a deposit for a lot of industrial waste. Yeah, so originally the Muar Ota, not so popular now. Not to say don't enjoy yourself once in a while. There's a lot of polluted material in the sea. So if you're going to be a regular fish consumer, that's another added risk. That is why there seems to be no choice but to take a supplement. You need omega-3 supplement. Supply in our food is that low. And together with that, we need to cut down our omega-6 consumption too much. The average ratio we get in Malaysia is about 22 to 1 average. I've seen up to 100 to 1. Why? All meals are eaten outside. Young guy, family not around, eat outside. Outside, they use vegetable oil, you see, all the time. And sometimes reheated. You get other problems also. So, cut down on cooking oil, and the best way to take a supplement. Okay. So that proportion, what is ideal? Ideal is always a range, you see. In cold countries, some authorities suggest 1 to 1, some of the very cold countries. Now, the other side, they find that you get some clinical improvement around 1 to 5, 1 to 4. So Zinzino takes a midline 1 to 3. You don't overdo it. You make sure you get the benefits. 1 is to 3. So we recommend and we aim for 1 is to 3. Somebody who has a compromised immune system, okay, eczema, you can, if you want, you can push it to 2. Okay, it will help, you see. Okay, now another thing that they look at is protection value. These labels are originally generated from Sweden. So they use a slightly different kind of a term. Protection value means your immune capacity. How good is your immune capacity? Now, if you look at the bars here, there are values given. Some people don't like the values. Percentage, have to calculate, find out what is the ratio. So they've also got a bar which shows that you have enough green color. Yellow will be not enough. Red means koya. You're way down. Okay. So anyone looking at it, wow, immediately they'll know. Not only that, the number also is given. So those who are particular about number can know it also. And you can also know whether you are very bad or gone case. Okay, you are in the red. Okay, here. So it's a very good indicator to show, you know.
Actual value, the layman's term that you use.
Immune system.
Immune system.
Now, this person is good. Protection value. I've seen up to here. You look at them, they look normal, very well. Okay. Wow, this guy should be sick. No protection value, very bad. No, please read it this way. Immune system needs a lot of support from different areas. Enough protein, enough sleep, manageable stress levels. All that contributes to immune system. So does omega-3. This only means if you are in the red, the contribution to your immune system from omega-3 is poor. Okay. So this is strictly contribution from omega-3 and the ratio. Now, the next one is index. A bit tricky. Too many explanations to give. Now, if there are a lot of calculations involved, if the index is good, you get good heart protection. Okay. If it is less, then you are less protected. Will you get a heart attack just because your index is low? No, there are other factors. Obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, age, okay? Omega-3 index is one factor. Now, this is very difficult to measure, especially in a human being. You measure this, that, and all that, and you calculate, oh, this one seems to be better, or not at all. And then they realize, hey, they didn't find out who are the guys who smoke. You see, in a human experiment, to control all factors, very difficult. They can give you a rough idea. The one that impressed me most was they did, people who come in like that into the hospital, bad one, and resuscitation, they die before even getting into the ward, you see. Now, from such patients, they quickly withdraw blood, this, that, and all that, going into tests. They do many things. They found some of the bigger hospitals did the omega-3 index, and they find that 74% of them had low omega-3 index. So it's an additional factor for protecting your heart, not the factor that will make all the difference. Mental strength. Mental strength, sometimes we see somewhere here. You look at the guy, ask him, what does he do? He's the CEO of a company. Are you going to suspect his mental strength is down? Now, what are we looking? Just like the other one. Mental strength depends on many things. Age, experience, maturity, training, all that, you see. There is a contribution by the structure of your nerves. Nerves are basically like telecom wires. In the brain, there are millions of wires. All of them are coated. If they are not coated, there will be short-circuiting. Thought processes won't be that fast or confusing, or you cannot multitask. You find that 2 or 3 things come together, you get confused. Now, you need proper lining of these nerves. For that, the DHA in omega-3 is important. So, omega-3 levels for mental strength is a contribution of the omega-3, specifically the DHA, to the structure of your nerve. Mental strength, you need this plus DHA from omega-3. Okay. Cell membrane fluidity. Every time they estimate, they are not sure how many cells. The current estimate, I think, is 87 trillion. Now, can you imagine? Every cell is just next door neighbor, very crowded. So you're knocking into them. Every time you move, sit down, get up, you're knocking into each other. Your cell membrane must be flexible. It must be very tough. The moment the cell membrane breaks, the cell will die, no matter how good the cell is. So the cell membrane must be tough, but must be flexible. Okay. Arachidonic acid. This is the star. Omega-6, when we report, we report omega-6, omega-3. We'll report 4 different oils in the omega-6 family and 4 in the omega-3 family. All of them do not work the same. In 6 out of the 4, the most important is arachidonic acid, short form AA lah. AA, arachidonic acid. In the omega-3, 2 are important, EPA, DHA. Remember that lah. EPA, DHA. Icosapentaenoic acid, docosahexaenoic acid. Why so complicated? To the biochemist, it gives an idea about the structure. That's why it's named that way. So for us, EPA, DHA. Okay, this one belongs to omega-6, and this is the largest contributor to inflammation. And that's the only bar has a red on both sides. Too little, problem. Too much, same thing. You must be at the appropriate level.
Pick it as the thermostat for inflammation.
What is that?
Can I repeat it as the thermostat for inflammation? Because it regulates it, right? If your AA is out of whack, that means when you're inflamed, it may not signal to the brain that you're inflated.
The ultimate test is the balance. There may be excessive AA activity, but remember, omega-3 is the one that holds it back. So if that level is okay, it will hold it back. Your AA level may be high, it can hold it back. But if that is low, this runs wild. So you must take into account the ratio there. Yes, this performs most of the inflammatory activity. Yeah. Not sensitivity, the actual
Inflammation
agent.
agent.
The agent that actually starts the whole process. Now, for those who want to have a look at the actual figures, this is how it is. Now, we give a little bit more value than most labs because this is saturated fatty acid. There's nothing to do with our tests actually. We only, our product and all that is associated with omega-6, omega-3. They are polyunsaturated. This is saturated. But never mind, give a result. Huh?
The report says that the total of palmitic acid and stearic acid should not exceed 37. So like this is 41. The value you're coming.
You're looking at this one. Before that, for those who are not familiar, this line is where you should be or you need to be, or around that, very near that. 10% here and there, okay. This is where you are. And this is the difference. Okay? Easy. Where you should be, where you are, and the difference. So here, the question was higher than normal. Okay or not? Not okay. But let's see how much. You will notice that the deviation is less than 10%. Okay? I would say, okay, but start making some changes. Okay? What is the importance? Saturated fat, we need saturated fat. But if it is too much, the cell membrane gets a little bit on the stiff side. That's what contributes. There are other contributions. To old age, you get more stiff. If the cells are stiffer, ultimately your joints, your muscles, less flexible, see? Okay? So keep the saturated fat within reasonable limits. What's the origin? Mainly animal meat. Mainly saturated fat, the origin of them from food. Now, the moment I say food, must cut down meat. No, not really. Do the test first. Because when we take meat, people process it in different ways. Some can manage more meat, some cannot. They need vegetarian diet or what. So see where you stand. There is a balance for everybody. Okay? Now, omega-9 is not an essential fatty acid, but the body produces a certain amount, which is enough. There are times due to inefficiencies, it may not produce that much, or it's an emergency situation where the requirement is high. So if there is omega-9 in the supplement, good lah. So we have a lot of omega-9. We have it there not because we just want to supply 9. With the product comes polyphenol. You need an oil to carry the polyphenol. Omega-9 is the one that carries it because this is mainly from olive oil.
Palmitic acid, is that from palm oil, ghee products, all those?
Fats, different kinds of fats. Butter, ghee, palm oil, the proportion will be different. I don't remember whether the origin is from palm oil origin, but the whole thing, palmitic acid, carbon at the 16th number, all that is more biochemistry oriented. Important lah, but doctors are not very familiar with that. We understand when you explain it, but if you say, what happens if it's in position 18? I don't know.
It's not our job as a partner
Yeah.
to know the position of
Okay.
carbon and all also lah.
Now, as you can see, omega-6 and 3 is a family of 4. But actually, it's a family of hell of a lot. Every time there is a transition, there are many steps. Some of them last only a few seconds. These are steps that can be captured and measured. So because of that, we can actually home in on the one that causes the most inflammation. I talked about some labs that have a slightly different value. They count the whole and compare to the whole thing in omega-3. Zinzino compares only arachidonic acid to EPA DHA, okay, which is more accurate, which reflects the clinical pattern better. So some companies will say, hey, your ratio okay lah. These fellas are making it worse to sell the product. That's why when you get the results, you will find there are a lot of icons that will explain how and why we arrive at that.
You may want to mute.
Go ahead.
Mute.
You may want to understand why they arrive at that ratio. There is background information, so you just click on that, you'll know. So nature is very, very careful, even though overall, sorry, back to the numbers. Thanks, man. You're lucky you are around. Now, what was I about to say? Omega-6 is the pro-inflammatory, but nature is very careful. So even though arachidonic is the major one, the DGLA is actually mildly inflammatory. There's something holding on. Hey, don't go too far. You see how nature plays around. Yeah. So this is the analysis we give, and it's very easy to read it out. Don't go too deep into it. Some people will come back and ask me whether if there is a low figure here, DGLA, whether there is a liver problem. Now, that requires a much bigger explanation. If you do have a liver problem, you may have a slightly lower DGLA. It doesn't mean the other way. Just because it is low, you do have a liver problem.
It's a precursor or it is a potential factor?
Precursor. In biology, it's not like mathematics. Mathematics, 1 plus 1 is 2. Therefore, 2 equals 1 plus 1. In biology, it's like that. All crows are black. Everything that is black aren't crows. Okay, it can go only one way, Very interesting area to study. Okay, but
LA, it then transitions to GLA and then DGLA,
Uh-huh.
right?
Okay.
Yes.
Watch this carbon. You see the step up, 18, position 2, to 18, position 3, to 20, position 3, 20, position 4. It's a step up, yeah.
Because we have seen people with lower omega-6 and 3 ratio, it looks all good, but actually it's not all good. It is because a negative omega-6 and high negative omega-3. In general, the ratio of 6 to 3 is high when the omega-6 is high and the omega-3 is very low. Of course, then the range is wider. But it tends to give an artificial case of, oh, I'm pretty okay because the number looks low, but it's actually because it's a negative omega-6. Yeah, so both are low. So if we only use arachidonic acid, then what is those data for?
Okay. I don't think everybody understood. Huh? Okay, ideally speaking, 3 to 1. Okay, 300 and 100 is 3 to 1. But the 300 and 100, 400 is not enough for the body. So am I in balance? Not in a healthy way. You need more. You need about 700 total. And the 3 to 1 balance should be in that. In other words, you shouldn't be having 300 to 100. You should be having preferably 900 to 600, 300. Okay. Now, there are questions that come up. Hey, why first test this was okay, now that one is low? Okay. The main thing to check is AA, EPA, DHA. Now, as the production is going towards that, the stock is going to come down till it's refilled. So you happen to capture the test at that time. This may look okay, that might look low, but never mind. The important one, if it is okay, it's okay. The rest is in transition, either waiting for stocks or just cleared out stocks.
So this means the AA would be the final one that we see.
Important one. That's right. Yeah.
This case 6 is a bit over, although there's negative in between.
That's right.
Because you see, doctor, it is a 300 ringgit test, right? We want to make sure that it is of good value to our clients. You know, if we look at the box, oh, it's like that, then you say, huh? I spent 300 for that, you know.
300.
330 or whatever.
No. I thought
100.
It's even worse.
It's 800 ringgit.
That's even worse, you know. No, like because the 899 test, if you take out the oil, the test is then they say the test is about 250. We say, hey, you cannot get the test at that price, right? So we also want to give our customers the value
for money.
we tell them do the test, and then come up, oh, you're okay. What? You know? Or some people may say, since 95% of your customers improve, okay lah, I don't need to do the test because I know I will improve. Right? So I think that's the struggle we have. And that's why we want the test to give us more information.
Now, this information is already too much. All you need to know is the ratio, your AA level, EPA, DHA. That's it. The rest is bonus. Now, variations here, you can always tell them in process towards the final product. Some people ask me, wow, I spend so much, can't tell me what the cholesterol level is. This is, so
Okay, so Marco.
The cholesterol is a different kind of fat. Not this, you see. It is specific. 30% of the membrane is cholesterol. It's important. And in fact, the body produces too much also. In fact, most people we have to give medicine to keep it down. So again, bar diagram lah, just to make it clearer. AA is the final one. If you're here or here, not enough lah. Very few people are in the low side. I have seen 2 or 3 and ask them about their lifestyle. Wow, everything steam, no oil, you know. Sometimes hey, you're missing out on both sides lah. Taste level, you know. Add a little bit more oil lah. Yeah, so here's one Surprisingly better than the average. Wow, very enthusiastic in bringing it down. Must have taken an overdose. This in Malaysia, we notice we tell them do the test once every 4 months because the lifespan of the red blood cell is 120 days, which is 4 months. Very few Malaysians have the patience. 2 months, they want to know what's going on. So, yeah, you will know the direction in which it is going, which is okay if you can afford the test. Yeah. Now, even if you haven't started or you are someone else taking some other product, it's good to get tested because what you're taking, is it working? You get 1.3 with whatever you're taking, stick to it. Why go and disturb? You see? If not, you may want to consider Zinzino. Zinzino, why do we sound so confident about it? Is in nature, omega-3 fish oil is not made by fish. That sounds fishy. It's it gets produced by vegetable plankton in deep sea. The small fish eat that. They use the omega-3 extra, they store in the flesh. Bigger fish eat that, bigger fish eat that.
We have to convince the vegetarians.
Yeah, not many vegetarians are happy to hear that. And that's why we have vegan oil. Vegan oil is omega-3 extracted from the moss, that the type of moss that grows on rocks. So very expensive, and it's entirely vegan, approved by the British Vegan Society. Why British? The company is in Sweden. They are the fussiest vegan society around. So if they say okay, then okay lah. So close to twice the cost. So somebody who is very particular, yeah, vegan fish oil. We don't have this here. We also have another variety, which some people cannot take oil. No matter how light or how nice, they feel it's like engine oil. So this one, if you mix it in water, dissolves. You drink it, you only taste the water. Now, oil doesn't dissolve in water. Okay? What do we mean dissolve? The technology there is it breaks it up into such small globules that you don't taste it in the mouth. So it makes it easier.
That's what they do in oil leaks
Oh.
in the deep sea.
When
all the
Oh,
oil leaks,
okay,
they
okay.
suddenly
Break it up,
and then they put a dispersant. They spray dispersant to disperse the oil. So don't know whether this is also on technology like that.
Must be a consumable one.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so. I hope so. It's a consumable one.
Otherwise, the authorities won't. Now, what I was trying to tell is why our omega-3 is so special. Actually, if you look at the omega-3, there is no difference. All omega-3s are the same, EPA, DHA. When you harvest, or rather when it exists in the sea, consumed by the fish and also stored, they come along with a particular antioxidant, fluorotannin, which can be produced only there, not elsewhere. So when we extract, it is there. But every garment requirement is molecular distillation. That's what they use now. Very clean processing. Takes off pollutants, any toxic metals, any antioxidants. It leaves behind nothing but EPA, DHA. So initially, some 40 years ago, they found that people who live in Greenland, Iceland, they got other problems, bone and this and that. But their cardiovascular health, quite good. And they narrowed it down to the fatty fish, omega-3. So they extracted that, marketed in northwestern Europe, whole of Europe. After about 15 years or so, statistical survey done. Those who took, those who didn't take, incidence of heart disease, no difference. Very disappointing. No difference. Of course, went back to the drawing board. This is what they found. But you cannot get fluorotannin on the soil. There must be something we can do. So they added other antioxidants like vitamin E, zeaxanthin, all sorts of things. Did it help? Yes. It helped to preserve the oil and support the absorption a little bit. That's why those who take good preparations in the market, they don't get 22, 9, 6 I have seen. I've never taken Zinzino. Good stuff, no? But to hit that magic spot, Zinzino bought this whole thing from 2 Italian scientists who have been working on it for 10 years. So yes, polyphenol, omega-3, how much? How do you blend it? Proprietary secret. So,
Yeah.
and they are quite confident because they offer the test.
Yeah.
You can check it for yourself. Yeah.
Again, that test is in a lab environment. They compare krill oil versus
Clear oil.
krill versus the different oil.
Mm.
And I think the OSI for the oil is 35 hours, 4 hours, and the krill is less. Right? But that's lab environment.
Mm. There have been extensive studies on krill oil. It's better, gram for gram. The cost is very high. Amount you can extract, well, so they're looking into it. They will come. They're already looking into vegan oil, where they actually get the seaweeds, put it into test tubes, let it grow, flush it with clean sea water. Now, weeds inside water grow very fast because in an ordinary plant, a lot of the nutrition is wasted on structure. They cannot move very much. Whereas in the sea, they're just doing this, you see. So most of it goes for growth, and very soon they grow. So in the water, they grow fast. They can harvest that. The company that does that is doing some other study, protein in the seaweed, chlorophyll in that, and all that. We get the oil from them also. The polyphenol antioxidant took a while to hit the right one. It is best obtained from olive. Olives grown in Spain or Italy, original place. Now, if you pluck the olive 1 week, 1 month before it ripens, the content is much higher, the polyphenol content. In the ripening process, it comes down now. Still very high for health, but for commercial purpose, you can get more. And they also found that if you grow them in a particular way, traditional way, and the cold extraction method is done in a particular way, you get even more. And they found a farm in Cyprus where somebody had this farm, and they've been doing the same thing for 2-3 generations. When they tested the polyphenol level, they were shocked. Not higher, double. That's a lot, So it took a while to persuade them to sell the farm. I think they bought over already.
50-odd%.
50-odd%.
More than half.
And I think they guaranteed them, no matter how much you produce, we'll buy.
Cyprus or Spain?
Sorry?
The farm. I think
It's
in
an
Spain.
island. Cyprus is an island in Mediterranean. But this is not to say Italian or Spanish oil is bad. No, Italian oil. Wow! First time I remember somebody took me to a restaurant. Bread and olive oil. I said, how can you eat bread and olive oil? First time lah. Wow! Dip into that olive oil, special one lah. Very nice, Couldn't stop eating. Very well done. Any comments?
All right,
Questions?
questions on balance test.
Actually, I have a customer. He's a 11 years old boy. Last year, he did the test. Then his omega-6-3 ratio is 129. He is vegetarian. So at that time, I asked him to take the vegan balance oil. So after a year, I test for him. The ratio now is improved, become 38 to 1. It's good, but
38 to 1.
38 to 1.
From 129.
129. Now, but his omega-3 index
Still negative.
become worse off. Last year he is 2.9%, but now even worse is 1.4%. I wonder why. But his AA actually last year his AA is 10.3, a bit excellent. But now it's lower, 4.5 only. Why? Last year his mother's cook at night. He's having dinner at home one. But throughout the year, his mother no more cook. So they always eat outside. So I wonder, is it the reason for his result like that? Is it the reason? Although he take the vegan balance oil every day lah. Maybe he forgot to take once in a while. I don't know.
After 1 year still cannot go down.
Eating outside, is it to outside? Is it the reason? Actually he's diagnosed as Asperger's syndrome.
Oh, okay.
So he take the medicine to calm down his emotion like that. So will the medicine affect his result, or simply his body just cannot absorb it?
This is the very second Tesla, huh?
Second, after 1 year.
1 year.
test for him. So,
I can't put my finger on anything, but the ratio has come down, AA has come down. He's in the right direction, lah. So, you see, in nature or in treatment, we can't explain all the factors. Wednesday, we had the health product advisory board meeting. Pauline Robertson, we said that what do you call the directors get together in Bali. I think all
A lot of questions. A lot of answers, not questions.
So he said, are we overdoing it? This company, we give out so much information, you get only more questions coming out. So he said, the inflammation, he said, from now on, I am not using the word inflammation anymore in my talks. He was that kancham already, because many of the things we don't know why, you can only guess.
A piece of advice for you. You might want to look on what is. Because you know why? When vegetarians say they're vegetarians, a lot of vegetarians are not taking greens. No, most of the time they take mock vegetarians.
Duck,
So,
veggie,
mock
chicken,
mock
veggie.
is so when eat outside, you can eat vegetables, but a lot of the time they mix it with all the mock meats. And because mock meats are more tasty and things like that, and especially in the Chinese, is he a Chinese?
Like it.
So like in Chinese vegetarian stuff, most of it is mock. So those are actually killers, absolute killers. Because everything is soya based, hydrogenated, trans fat, super. So you see or not, so when they say vegetarians, you need to actually now do dietary advice. A vegetarian needs to be a real vegetarian. You cannot be a mock vegetarian. Like pretending to, So it's very, very, very.
Exactly.
That might be the reason why he's not going down as fast as. If he do some dietary change, he will go down faster.
Eat real vegetables.
No, you should you should really, even if you go to Chap Fan, you should choose what to eat. Not it's a matter of choice. Chap Fan actually is considered quite healthy because you can choose what to eat.
Although the oil they use can be anything.
That one at least that's a factor but it won't be this bad 129 in a vegan and a vegetarian means that guy is not eating healthy. 129, this is not eating.
But we are seeing we're quite common, among so-called vegetarians, like you say,
Quite high.
not exactly true vegetarians. the inflammation level.
Because
super
you
high.
know why now, very sad to say, there is an Indian company who is like topping it with the mock meats.
Yeah,
Ah.
there are many. There are
The
many.
ikan, the meat, mutton,
Yep.
all this, you know. So in terms of economics of business and things like that, they are really flourishing.
Yeah.
But little do they know that actually they are killing the communities
Yeah.
with this kind of food.
Yeah.
You know, no? Because now if you want to be a vegetarian, why do you want a mutton flavor?
Yeah,
There is a question to ask
Yeah.
yourself.
yeah.
Why do you want a mutton flavor?
Why bother?
Vegetarian.
Is he a born vegetarian or?
So all these are actually education now. You know, now we need to educate our customers not just to take Zinzino, but also to clean your diet. So, and then we blame the Zinzino for not bringing it down.
Why this is like
Ah.
why?
You see, you can't blame Zinzino 100%.
12 years old below. After
What?
that,
Why is he a vegetarian?
The family.
Whole family.
Whole family is vegetarian.
Because his father also vegetarian. So
How old is the boy again?
Did the others do the test?
7 years
Seven.
old.
And you know, like most of the mock meats those days
Ah.
were prepared by Buddhist monks, right?
Yes, yes, long
Yeah.
ago.
Long ago. So they were the ones who. So you see, you know, it's like
Traditional.
Religion, tradition, a lot of reasons, but there's this one thing. If we go to the Zenzino test website, we can basically not only look at Malaysia, we can look at all the other countries who are doing tests. So we always like to to zoom in on India.
Oh,
You see, half the population, or maybe more than that, they are vegetarian or vegan. But yet, inflammation level on average is 46 to 1.
yeah. I have one Indian on my account, 47 to 1.
That's average, or I'm talking about average of 46. That means there are people.
Vanaspati.
No, not. I don't think Doc is because of that. You know, not. Do you know that the whole of India lives on soya meat?
Yeah, exactly. So
One kind of a little soya balls. You can buy it dry and then you soak it, then it pumps up, and then they make like identical meat kind of structure with mutton. So this soya balls are rampant. They just
Cheap,
buy
is it?
cheap. It's cheap. They buy.
Ah.
Yeah.
So Doc, our nutritionist, a friend of mine, she made these few slides to explain to me why vegan or vegetarian friends are really challenged when it comes to diet. I can share this, no problem. I can share this. You look at the things, they so-called, they get most of their omega-3s from seeds, from all this. But yet you see, in order to get 6 mg of omega-3, we are getting that much omega-6. So it explains why our vegetarian friends are facing so much challenge. Koyak, like you say. And then exactly what you were saying, Dr. Gladys, exactly what you were saying. So all these things.
Everything is damn processed.
Exactly.
Processed food.
So vegan or vegetarian friends, they are facing a lot more challenges than us so-called normal people.
Because you see now, like say you go to
That's a good one.
like a mama shop or this one, the green part is very less.
Yeah.
You see, green
Only
part.
one.
Actually, that's why I tell all my patients, okay lah, you don't want to cook really busy to cook everything, just go to a chap fan. Go to a chap fan, but you need to be clever lah. You choose what is not fried, what is green, what is original. Actually, it's much better than you see. There's no green at all. It's everything is brown and
The
red.
veggie is brown.
Even the veggie also yellow color.
Yeah, veggie yellow color is because of dal lah. You
Yeah,
cannot just
exactly.
only colors. We all
Exactly.
Indians,
Yeah.
must eat dal.
So I mean, compared to us so-called non-vegetarians, they are
Yeah,
facing a lot more.
actually,
They actually need the vegan balance oil even more than us. I
But
would
what
say.
if they don't change the diet? That's the other thing.
That's the issue, you see. Friends of mine, they are vegetarian since they were born. All life they're vegetarian, but yet they kena heart attack lah, they kena this, that, even more than us. So, like you say, doctor, if we know this is happening, it is sometimes I would tell myself, hey, it's up to me to educate and tell friends lah. who don't know, who are not exposed to
It's
information like
very
this.
important for Sinsinopaters to
Yeah.
have a dietary
Yeah.
knowledge as well. Not because you cannot just sell Sinsino oil alone. You need to sell the whole pack of actually eating well.
Yeah, yeah.
The easiest thing is ask them to switch to
That's the good part.
vegetable eating animals.
Oh yeah,
All, all,
all of us are.
goat,
Huh?
cow, everything.
Goat,
is
cow,
vegetarian.
fish, I mean chicken or whatever. Chicken lah.
Rather than
Why?
those that's taking GMO, soy, grain,
Actually,
Grain fed.
Processed food, eh? They're not really
Actually,
into us.
if you want your food to be tasting like meat, you shouldn't be a vegetarian.
Just eat the
That's
vegetables.
simple.
Okay, any more questions on balance test? There's no issue. I can save
Balance
screenshot
test,
it.
for me, I have a big issue with that. I think so. I like to talk in private with you, not to.
Sure.
patient or stuff.
Let's stay back. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
I got one question. You see, we go and do blood test.
Uh-huh.
Why they only put high density cholesterol and LDL, HDL, and then they never talk about all this.
Oh,
The cholesterol.
this has got more to do with nutrition part. So the doctors who order the test, they have people who are already sick. So they want to know markers which are related to that, not to your nutritional level. And then, there's a question of cost. You ask patients to do this test, wow, so much, just to know that. No need, just do this first, treat me.
But then we walk into a test lab,
Ah,
do a general screening.
ah,
There is no this type of balance test. It's all LDL, HDL, then all their acid, all
yeah.
that liver function.
If you take the lab manual, there are probably about 1,000 over tests. So when they do general screening, they're talking about very basic. And if they notice something funny, then they will do more tests according to that. It's difficult to do all at one go, or even most of them.
But if you were to say this is important,
Ah,
then they should put this one priority as one of them and why not? No, these are the questions we feel a bit odd.
cost, commercially viable or not. You want to know your level of omega-3, omega-6, $800. Oh yeah, never mind, it's okay. 2,000. Cost is another concern.
No, the implication is there.
Oh yeah.
Others, everything also got. So maybe some are this question argue.
You can do the hormones, growth hormone, thyroid hormone, but how much are you going to work on it? There's a big affair, money, you see. So you have a heart problem, okay, we'll stick to just cholesterol, that part of it. Diabetic, just the sugar part. Like that, you see.
So next question he asked, if this is not important,
Ah.
why should we focus so much on it?
Don't focus.
If that's
We
answered,
give the
then-
information. I
yeah,
give you the
yeah.
information.
So
You don't. Why should I focus? Don't focus,
basically, these are some of the wrong questions. We get.
This one they can check. ChatGPT now is so good. Ask them to just see what is the importance. Oh, they'll be shocked. The information is there. If we have to repeat all this, that's a lot. So we give the basics and the guideline. Oh, that's a lot. And some people won't, whatever you tell them, they'll got a counter argument. That's
Forget about it.
yeah. We are giving you information that you may not have come across. You see, if you think that's not important, okay, yeah.
From China.
How is she?
Actually, is okay already lah. But
Okay.
but
Difficult to come out.
But her very busy.
Taking care of
Taking care. Yeah. Taking it back out. Yeah. So
Don't cross roads when you go to hospital.
she asked. She has a question because she said she has a customer taking balance oil, but her customer cholesterol went up. So what's the reason there?
No connection. But in the patient's mind, this is going to do this, the balance and all that. I'm on some medication or something. Stop that, I'm taking this one. That could be one reason. Okay. The second reason is I'm taking this, my health should be okay. They let go of their diet, they just eat what they want, you see. Two possible reasons like that. This has no effect on cholesterol. And cholesterol also has no effect on this. Though both are fats, they're a totally different type of fats. No, no. You can't cross over. No.
It's either they stop their medicine or they eat,
Something has happened, yeah.
they think it help and then they keep
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, any more questions on balance test? Or balance oil lah, for that matter lah. Since we're crossing over different topics.
If our omega-9 exceeds, it okay.
Omega-9, a little
Too
excess, never mind. Yeah, you know why? The saturated fatty acid is more dangerous in excess compared to omega-9. Much less dangerous lah. And when some people are too strict on saturated fat, omega-9 can make up for that also in the functions lah. So a little extra, then stop taking so much almonds and nuts lah.
Actually, when it comes to this Indian one, this nuts and all, the thing is, nuts are good.
Yeah,
Nuts are good.
yeah.
But you see or not, it's the availability now. For
Mm.
example, those days when if you want to eat walnut or pistachio or anything,
Supposed to be so good.
you're supposed to pluck it and then you're supposed to open it, even open with a hammer, although very hard to open, and then all this kind of things. So people will only get to eat 5 to 6 pieces or 3 or 4. Actually, that's the recommended dose. But now the availability is so easy. Every bakery shop is selling in tons of it. They just buy and they overeat.
Yep.
Actually, nuts are never meant to be eaten like that. Never meant to be eaten like that. You see, even they throw in the biryani. Nowadays, we throw so much because we have. Those days, because it's so hard to get, they will just throw a little bit. Garnish it or whatever. It's all because of the availability. Actually, forest food is in abundance now. And when food is in abundance, then this is the chart lah. They showed this now. They're taking too much. They are just generally taking too much.
No limit to availability.
Yeah, because like last time walnut, they tell me you try to break a walnut.
Yeah lah, one or two already.
Only one
tired.
spoon you
Yeah.
can eat.
Yeah.
That's why they call it walnut. You knock it in the wall.
So Doc, sorry, this was the website I was talking about. So generally, we'll tell our customers, go to this website, click here, see your test, because they're only concerned about their own test, ma. But I always like to go here. I always like to go into numbers, right? Not only because some they will say, hey, this one, your test, your numbers, you tell me 94% of our customers improvement after a second test, see lah. So this is what I always like to tell them, you see. In Malaysia, 2-3 years, we've done about 10,000 tests. Right? Yeah, that's all. Right? But yet, I see first test on average is 22, like Doc, you say lah, 22 to 1. More important is the second test. Second test that our customers have done, on average, is 3.6 to 1.
They've done well.
Exactly.
But consider Malaysian food good lah.
I don't know lah. I mean, when it says 22 to 1, that means there are some people like you guys, 9 to 1, 10 to 1 on the first try. But there are people like 100 to 1, 129 to 1. Those are, I told you that, right? Last year, I met this young boy, 19 years old only, college boy, 103 to 1. I said, I interviewed the fella lah. I said, what, yeah, a bit, not so much. On the outer, you don't see that much, a bit. The fella, no injury, no nothing, but all joints are painful every day.
Inflammatory lah.
That's one. And then in one class, somebody hurt you, the fella sure kena. Okay? So I mean, these are things that we look at. So we want to look at other countries. So I always like to show India lah.
Your wife Indian.
Sorry?
Wife Indian.
My wife, no. India being, I mean the common
Only
misdocs.
7,000 tests,
yeah.
out of which one is mine.
Oh, nice.
Did it there.
I did one in India.
Ah.
Chennai. Before she can say, no, I don't want, I already pricked and took the blood test. Because she was a bit big, 80 kilos.
Maybe that's why the average is lower. You positively contributed to that.
So a few countries I always like
Hey,
to
show me
show.
India, show me India.
Yeah, one second. A few countries I always like to show. US lah, so called so advanced country lah. Almost the same like Malaysia.
Mm.
Right? Then we look at 7 countries, right? Some 7 countries. Yeah. The first test, 11-1. Sweden, probably 10-1. Okay? Probably Finland, they're similar. And then I will always like to show the 2 champions. One being India, okay? One of the champions, 46-1.
Wow,
Although-
my patient exceeded 47.
Okay, bringing up a bit the average.
But the
But
numbers,
this is why I like to explain the common misconception of vegetarian versus that kind of diet. So I like to take
But to say that the Nordic countries also level is pretty bad.
pretty
with
bad.
all the
because-
fish around there.
Exactly. So I like to choose.
McDonald's.
Yes. So I always also like to show the champion on the other hand,
Ah,
Japan.
Oh,
First test is 8.3-1, and then second test is 2.4-1.
wow.
China,
China almost the same like Malaysia. Almost the same like Malaysia.
maybe
China, Japan, we're just getting started. So China, we started last October. Japan, we started only last November. Okay, but numbers show lah, because these are numbers from thousands of people. So I really like to use this website to explain the concept of this test itself. Yeah.
So Brian, another question is, what are the medications that will affect omega-6 and omega-3?
Medication.
Are they related to hypertension,
Hmm.
uric acid, or diabetic? Any common medicine like
But before doctor,
metformin, stenting, all that?
but before doc answer that, there's one thing the doc always tells us, that there's one situation in which we have to be careful when taking balance oil, which is those who are on blood thinning
Thinners, yeah.
medications. Right. Yeah.
Why you eat would have a double solid effect on blood urine?
I know the medication part on omega-6 and 3, no effect. No known effect lah. Diet, yes. Okay. Now, blood thinning is another problem. The blood thinning, they have severe ones, very light ones, and depending on your medical condition. Sometimes they give you a very strong one for a short period, 6 months, 1 year, then they cut down to something simpler. It's better to coordinate with the doctor who's giving it, because they can do the tests and see where your clotting level is. If they can balance that, okay. Some of them will tell you, no, don't take at all. So usually I tell patients, you start off differently. Ask your doctor, can take cod fish, can take salmon. If he says yes, then he has no objection to omega-3, And then you go on to omega-3. Probably,
Start small, yeah.
probably he'll be more cooperative.
So much is the recommended dosage for those? That is
No. Speak to the doctor.
I don't think we should.
Yeah, I know most of the time nothing will happen, but that few times something happens, you say, you told me that. Oh,
Exactly. And Doc, I remember you told us that because Velexa is very high in antioxidants, those who are on chemotherapy, have to be extra careful because that will possibly neutralize.
Yeah, stop it
Yes.
during chemo.
But at the same time, this question do pop up as well, because in our balance oil, there is quite a high amount of relatively not as high, but relatively high amount of antioxidants as well. So
Polyphenol group
yeah, so
the ORAC value is nowhere near
that.
in compared to Velexir.
So for so-called those patients don't mind
Even if you have cancer, it's good to take a lot of antioxidants.
Of course.
Only during chemo, you
Yes.
don't want to minimize the effect of chemo.
Yeah.
Don't take it during that period.
Not even balance oil.
Balance oil is okay.
Balance oil, okay.
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 How about surgery? I remember you mentioned that before surgery, we stop on the balance oil.
Yeah.
But after surgery, you can straight away take.
Not straight away. Once you are already on normal diet, you can start.
Can eat means can.
Sometimes you can't eat anything.
So
It's,
next day straight away can eat very good appetite and start.
all the scopes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nothing to do with the abdomen.
No, my friend had breast cancer, stage 1 only. She got operated.
This one can.
Then after the operation, she was eating well.
Yeah, that's
Because
okay.
before she start her operation, a bit like that, I told her to stop.
Are they planning any chemo for her?
Not sure yet.
Because some of them like to give a small dose so that
The
prevent spread.
I
Yeah.
don't think she's discharging.
Even this will have effect on this making blood thinner, is it?
Yeah, it can make the blood even more thinner, and we don't want already thinner. There are a lot of risks, lah. We don't want to increase the risk. Though there are benefits. I mean, they give it for a patient who had a heart procedure or after stroke. Now, the balance oil is good for the heart and good for the brain, but we don't want this effect, the thinning effect, to be overdone.
That's one, yes.
So it's better to coordinate with the doctor. They have a test called INR. Now, they can estimate roughly. So if they want to reduce the medicine a little bit, give the oil, check again, okay. Best for them to do it like that way.
These are some of the crucial questions when you meet senior citizens.
Nowadays, those so-called senior citizen sicknesses are getting younger and younger.
I think the doctor was saying
Yeah.
that information is very important.
Yeah.
Briefly, don't go nuts over nuts.
Not enough AA. So how to increase AA?
If not enough AA, usually those guys are very tight on their diet. So they don't get omega-6, I've had 2 partners here. One of them don't take any oil. It's all steamed, dry cooking or air fried. No, vegetarian also. So, yeah, I said, you look okay. Probably that diet suits you. It doesn't suit everybody, You need
Source
the
of meat,
No.
chicken,
omega-6. Basically omega-6. You can get it from the veggie. Use a little bit of oil, not too much. Like sesame seed oil or Chinese coconut oil, problem is more cultural taste, So
But
Chinese
but-
stick
but-
sesame.
but all the six oil is ALA form, right?
Oil.
yeah.
Most of the oils, yeah.
Yeah.
But the conversion is not good.
Uh-huh.
So the AA not enough.
Uh-huh.
So how they get AA?
Conversion is to EPA DHA, not ALA.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
From LA
Mm.
LA.
to GLA to GLA. Yeah. So okay, Doc, before you answer,
Ah.
this, I'm sure.
Sure.
So this is what I got from nutritionist Amber, right? So conversion of this fatty acid, it takes not only that fatty acid, it's gonna take other minerals and some enzymes. Okay, so that's what I got. So in order to get more of this, normally we tell them to probably take relaxer or some multivites so that it can increase the amount of enzymes it gets produced. So with that, the conversion could be better. Yeah, but I don't know your opinion.
Where do the vegetarians get their omega-3, EPA, DHA?
Tofu.
Omega-3.
Very difficult to answer that, because some of them take flaxseed oil
Yep.
and all that.
Yep.
Flaxseed oil is 1 or 2 steps before EPA, DHA.
That's
You
ALA.
take it, that one has to be converted
Yep.
in the liver to the EPA, DHA. How good is your liver? How good is my liver? In this, doctor, they found that vegetarians convert better, pure vegetarians lah.
Okay.
Not churi makan vegetarians, not mock vegetarian. Now, and women, estrogen somehow plays a part, convert better. Okay, better. How much? Not sure. The estimate varies from 3% to up to 30%. Where do you belong? Very difficult to make up. So,
Not enough.
vegetarian.
129.
Yeah.
129. Yeah.
Last year is over. This year not enough. I don't know why.
No, probably I tell him. Probably he's taking very good control now.
Mm.
Eat outside.
Over strict.
No, he says he's eating outside food.
Yeah. Mother not cooking. Yeah.
How does the mother eat? Also outside.
Restaurant eat every day.
Every day.
No, this was what I was referring to now. So this was done by Amber, my nutritionist. So conversion from so-called I don't know much from LA all the way to EPA to DHA and all. It requires all these okay, it's not in English, but that whatever delta 6, whatever desaturates whatever enzyme. So it requires this, you see, delta 5 desaturate, all these enzymes. So conversion is weak. Oh, okay, this is for omega-3, but it's the same case for omega-6. We need all these enzymes and
What we can do, isn't it?
That's it?
Tell every
Conversion ALA to EPA 5 to 10%. To DHA even less.
tell all the patients who are continuing also, they must take a multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement minimum 3 times a week. You know, no? Anything that but must contain both lah, not just the multivitamin. Must have multivitamin, multi-mineral. Because we are going on a diet.
Exactly.
Also, we need some external vitamin.
Exactly.
So I think that covers everything. Like, we cannot get too technical, you know.
Yes, so we don't go into this is for internal training, but you're absolutely right. That's why whenever they are willing to listen to, we always ask them to take Elixir. One sachet of Elixir is actually very close to 100% RDA. I've checked, right? So, and then with the prebiotics as well, because we need to improve absorption and all these things. So,
Bowel
yeah,
ecology.
we always tell them to go in that package lah. Sekaligus lah. So you're right. They don't have to know all these things, but what we would suggest them to, and we find that the absorption is so much more better if they follow the.
Oh yeah,
A lot better, a lot better.
better, yeah.
Okay, boys and girls, we've only got so much time.
Thank you.
But
Thank you for coming.
thanks for everyone who is been with us online. Thank you all. I'll see. Oh, one more thing though, but for those online, from next month onwards, the session by Dr. Abraham, we will still do one more month at least, is going to be on Saturdays.
Switching to Saturdays.
Switching to Saturdays because we're
Wonderful.
getting a lot of feedback. We switch to Saturdays. Hopefully, it will benefit a bit more of our members lah.
Same
Same time, 2:30 Saturdays. From next month
Traffic
onwards.
also a bit easier.
Yes.
I have to work every weekday, weekend.
Yes. Yeah. So next week lah, exactly. The third of
April start.
April 3rd. But thank you all for your time. Thank you. See you guys.
Gail, can I?
Yes, please.
Yeah.